Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to get into this here lesson, which was basically inspired by a comment that was left on one of my videos, and I believe that the brother was probably sincere in his statement, you know what I'm saying? Just maybe he didn't understand certain things that don't not quite up to that level yet, so hey, like all things doing, basically my channel is pretty much directed, for not really for the men that's already in the truth that's learning these things, because a lot of those men, they know a lot of the things that I'm speaking on. I mean, of course, if there's edification for them, hey, the more the better. But nevertheless, I direct a lot of my videos into what the men that's out there that don't quite know this. All right. And I'll try to break things down on certain levels to where they can understand certain things. So, and that's our job. We're supposed to be feeding the flock. If you come in and you hungry and you sincere, all right, then that's what we're here for, and, we have people that'll come up, sincere people that'll come up and make a statement or whatever, whatnot, or say something, or might be thinking something and they might be in the wrong, and again, that's what our job is. If you sincerely just wrong about it, you know what I'm saying, and you don't know about it, this is our job to teach you and to, edify you, exhort you, so there's no hard feelings for, mistakes being made or whatever, whatnot, the things come in like, yo, well, let the wicked be wicked still, you might say something, we'll bring out a lesson on it, and then you still want to go and do whatever, whatnot, like, let's say, you think that all men could be saved, right? And we bring out this lesson on it, only the Israelites going to be saved. And really with that, only the elected of Israel is going to be saved, all right? But you want to still believe, well, I this and that. Well, then, all right, well, then let the wicked be wicked still. Then this, I'm not really going to keep wasting time, for that. If you don't want to get it, that's just on you, all right? But there's also, sincere brethren out there, all right, who's going to be wrong. All right. They're not going to know what the hell going on at the point in time in the state that they in. This is why they come to get fed and to get lifted up. All right. And so, again, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. This is why you there. It's just like in school. When you go to school, when you learn a subject for the first time, you already wrong. You don't know what the hell they finna teach you. All right. Until you go in and then you learn. That's the process of learning. I to learn something now. I didn't know it before, but now I know it. All right. So I want to get into this here lesson basically dealing with, women coming to power, not women coming to power, but, women, like they say, one way to, to measure or to see the state of your nation, all right, your group, so-called group of people or your race, is look at the women. You can look at the women and see, how they are. So for instance, let's just say in a carnal sense, the so-called black man, right? You have a lot of our women that so-called turning on the so-called black man and running to the so-called white man, all right, whether it be through his governmental system, legal system, or if it's just they want to so-called lay down with the so-called white man. All right. Also, they getting blonde hair and all these different things, and straightened hair and all these different things that look like these so-called white people, these Edomites. All right. Why are they doing these things? All right. They're doing these things because it's genetically inside a woman. All right. It's genetically inside a woman to, to look for and to seek out something more powerful than her. All of us really, but it's just in a direction where she's looking. She's going to look for a man to be her covering. All right. She's going to look for a man to be her protection and her guidance. All right. And you can look at this from nature itself, tell you this. But nevertheless, women in a natural state. All right. Not here in America, how things are going here in America. All right. But women in a natural state, they want a man to so-called protect and provide for them. All right. Naturally, it's on a subconscious level, man. This is why some so-called small and skinny guys get overlooked by a lot of women, because just on a visual thing, women, they might not even think about this consciously, but subconsciously they see this small, feeble little dude. Well, he can't really protect me. This is why a lot of the so-called big buck jakes be getting all the women, because why? Just off or like a football player size dude, because why? Just off a visual, he look like he can protect me and provide for me, right? Or even if you are a little skinny, small dude, if you got like Jake say nowadays, if you got that bag, hey, these women don't really care because they know that you can take care of them. All right. And this is why they go to the so-called white man, because of why? Governmental assistance take care of them. All right. Or they sleep with the so-called white man because they look at the so-called black man versus the so-called white man and see the so-called white man is on top. All right. And the so-called white man is ruling all these things. All right. So they cleave unto him. All right. They look at themselves in the mirror and they read these magazines about, and they just feel that the so-called black people are such a bad thing. This is why they lighten their skin. and dye their hair blonde and things like that, because they want to be in the position of power. They want to be close to power, because why? They need, how do I say, protection and provision for them. That's their lot. All right. Now, this ain't nothing to be so-called sexist about. That's just, it is what it is. All right. And the same can be said for man, but just man is on a different level. Man is doing the exact same thing, but he needs something higher than him. All right. And that's where you go into the so-called spiritual realm. All right. We're going to get into all of this. So we're going to start out here in the book of Job, chapter 24. Salakia. Job, chapter 9, verse 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And we know that this is Esau, Edom, who has possession of the earth. All right. So we're going to go into Isaiah chapter 24. And it says, let me just get to the point. This is Isaiah 24 and 5. It says, the earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. All right. So it says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Now, who is in control of the earth? We just read that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Now, through other lessons and breakdowns that we didn't already prove to you that the wicked is talking about who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. And as you look out your window right now, who's on top of every damn thing? So-called white man. Who's the one changing up all the laws and all these different things? The so-called white man in his system. All right. So, let me actually get is it Jeremiah? Salakia. Okay, this is Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right. So now the scriptures say that a woman shall compass a man. What is that talking about? All right. Now, let me give you two quick examples. Let me see. Genesis 3. Give me 1 second. This is Genesis 3 and 16. It says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. All right. So this is how the Most High had it set up, that the husband was going to rule over the woman. All right. And he was going to be the head and she was going to be the tail. All right. So let me go give another example. This is well, shit, let me start at verse 2. 1 Corinthians 11 and 2, because we just read about how Esau, Edom has changed all the laws and everlasting ordinances, all right? The order that the Most High set up. 1 Corinthians 11 and 2, now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things. Keep the ordinance as I delivered them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, or Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. All right. So again, there's an order here. You have the Most High, his son Yahushua, then you have man, and then you have woman. All right. So the woman's desire should be to the man. He gonna be the head of the household. All right. And he gonna rule over you. This is the order that's set up. All right. And when she need things, she gonna go to the man for her provisions and her protection. Now let's go up one letter, because this is not a so-called sexist thing. It's not against women or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not about that. All right. This is just how this is the ordinance that the Most High set up. If you're not with that, then you against the Most High. All right. But nevertheless, when a man wants something, need protection and provision, where did he go? He asked the Most High in the name of Yahushua. All right. And so again, there's an order set up. All right. So, you know, again, how do I say this is a, hold on, Salakia. This is a simple concept to just break down. You know, when you're not in your emotions or in your feelings, then it's clear to see, you know, and I'm not accusing the brother that made the comment as him being in his feelings. Again, he may not sincerely known, and that's why this here lesson's coming out to you know, show forth that, again, this is genetically what's inside of women. All right. They looking for a man. Like when you look at, you know, they tell you about women looking for suitors and their husbands and things like that. When they looking for somebody to lay down with, have kids with, just like men, when they think like, you're not really like, you know, especially nowadays, men, they have sex with any damn thing, but there's certain women like, nah, hold on, I gotta be super careful with her because I don't want her to have my kids. Because you're thinking about that subconsciously, you know what I'm saying? Like if I ain't even gonna say all that, but nevertheless, but same with women, when women is, somewhat righteously, you know what I'm saying, or some of the men that they choose to be with, you see all these hell, let's take all these so-called Instagram models and things like that. Who are the men that they getting with? All right, they're not getting with a so-called regular man wearing some regular ass shoes, drive a regular ass car, may have a job, may not have a job, just some regular person, right? They're not dealing with him. They want the dude that's got the so-called foreign whip, could buy her all kind of name brand bags, take her on all kind of vacations and this and that. Why? Because he has the power to provide for her and to provide protection for her. All right, and they tell you statistically that the majority of relationships, like marriages, go south due to finances and financial problems. All right, and the majority of the divorces are initiated by the females. So these females find out either A, that they man can't provide for them no more, he lost his job, he can't work, things are getting tight for them, or she found another dude that can give her a better lifestyle, a more richly lifestyle, she go with him. All right, or she didn't ate all she could eat here at this plate, now she wants somebody else's plate. All right, when you look out and about, you see a lot of women making these changes for this here reason. All right, he lame, he broke, he ain't got no job, where you work at, what kind of job you got, what can you provide for me? This is what they saying. They're looking for, right now we don't, how do I say, necessarily possess spiritual powers, like we ain't flying and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying, at the same time you have women that's following after men with so-called carnal powers, or they got money to go do this, they got that, you know what I'm saying, like, and if you don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, go right up to the club, go right up to the front of the club and get out of damn Uber, you know what I'm saying, at the front of the club with all these women standing out front looking at you. I don't even know if women stand out front of clubs no more, but you get the point what I'm saying. Roll up on a bunch of women in an Uber and hop out of that and try hollering at them women. See, this broke ass nigga riding up in a damn Uber, you can't even take me nowhere. You see what I'm saying? Let your ass just roll up. You know what I'm saying? You can roll up to a place where there's a bunch of men at. You know what I'm saying? Roll up in a Lamborghini or Rolls Royce or something like that, a Bugatti or some shit like that. Women will come out the woodworks trying to find your ass. Matter of fact, go on YouTube and look up the gold digger prank. All right, and you'll see a bunch of these women, because of why? Subconsciously, they looking at this here car, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the things, they're not necessarily chasing the money like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not, like, if you was ever a man that so-called has some money and stuff like this, and women looked at you for having money, you would realize that, yo, it's not the money. They not getting with me. They are getting with me so-called because of the money, but I'm not giving them the money. It's just the illusion that I got the money. I can protect and provide for them. All right. And so you can see all these different things the same way where you'll see like a dude walking with like the baddest chick. They be walking in Florida hot ass sun. Like, yo, man, you don't necessarily have to have all this and that, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's how you talk to women. This is how Jake get down. You see Jake talking to women and he be, getting in good with her. He ain't really got shit because of why? He done sold her a dream that, yeah, I can come up and I can provide for you some kind of way. He done sold her the dream, even though she can't see it right there. He implanted that in her mind. Whereas the next dude who might have a car and a job, she might not see nothing going forth for him, but she can see this dude sweet talking to, yeah, I got this plan. I'm finna hit this lick. I'm finna get this here record deal or so on and so forth. You see a woman be with this dude who's so-called about to get a record deal or about to become famous or whatever, whatnot, that he don't want to becoming famous or go to jail, get locked up, lose all his money. That's when these women start leaving. Because why? You don't have that power and that provision to provide for them no more. All right. So let me just get back to some of these precepts real quick. I don't know if I read this all the way through. Let me go back to Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, Jeremiah 31:22, it says, how long will thou go about, thou O backsliding daughter? For Yahweh have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Why is that a new thing? Because he had already ordained and set up that the man was going to be the head of the household. He was going to be head over the woman. You know what I'm saying? And her desires was going to be to him. He was going to rule over her. But what? Esau, Edom is ruling over the earth, and he turning everything upside down. All right. So this is the new thing that's in the earth now, that a woman is compassing a man. A woman is getting up high up above a man. All right. And if you really go into it all, this is like, look at the so-called black community. There's a lot of turmoil going on right now in the so-called black community between man and woman because of why? Women are starting to compass men. Men's was the jobs was taken away from the so-called black men. They was only left to sell drugs and gang bang and stuff like that, where it's a woman, and he was kicked out the house. So the woman was getting benefits as long as there was no man in the house. So she was coming up, she was getting the free education, she was getting put into these here jobs, all right, getting up higher up over the man. So now she's starting to rule in this, and also the court system is in her favor, all right. This is why a lot of these women don't respect, a lot of these so-called black women don't respect the so-called black man, because why? The so-called white man has emasculated him and taken his power away from him from over his woman. He no longer rules over top of his woman. Let a so-called black man try to tell his so-called black wife what to do as far as putting her in order. Not saying, like, you know, a lot of emotional people going to be saying this and that. They'll be like, yo, Debbie, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's some women be like, nah, John, I'm staying. I can do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But back in the olden days, he'd be like, Debbie, it's time to go. Well, shit, you know, I want to stay, but my husband said I got to leave. You know what I'm saying? They took that power away now, and now there's no order, no structure. You having these kids being raised up by themselves or by their mamas with no structure, because why? They don't want a man to rule over them, and now the moms is ruling over the male sons, make it for lack of better words, fucking up the whole damn cycle of things. All right, it's perpetuating these things, and again, you know, get out of your emotions and just look. You know, again, this ain't for the brother that made that comment, but for these other people that's talk, you know, I can already see it on their faces now. Oh, you just hating on women. Nah, get out of your emotions and look at the so-called black community on a carnal level. You don't think that there's something wrong with what's going on? Look at what's going on in Chirac. You know, all those so-called Chirac monsters was all raised by what? Single mothers. The fathers wasn't in the household. All right. So this is the new thing, that a woman is compassing a man. The woman is higher up, especially, and this ain't all women, because the so-called white woman is not up above the so-called white man. All right. The so-called white man is still above the so-called white woman. Same with the Chinese woman. She's beneath the so-called Chinese man. The Arab woman is beneath the Arab man. But it's only the so-called black woman, the Latino woman, and Native American woman. Mainly the black woman is up above the so-called black man. All right. This is the new thing. This is why we destroyed the most. All right. We don't have no how do I say it, military unit functioning together. We basically all fucked up because of why? The top general, all right, has been deposed by a goddamn private. All right. And you don't, like, you a private, you don't know how to command and lead, you know, a whole brigade or a whole army. I'm the general. I know how to do this. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? But yet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in direct contact with what? The commander in chief and the secretary of defense. And yet you just a private. You was made to take orders. All right. You an infantryman. You this is your job. Not saying it's your job not important or whatever, whatnot, but there's levels to this. And this is just what the predicament that we in. All right. So from there, we're going to go to, it says, Isaiah 3:12, it says, as for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. O my people, which lead them, cause thee to err and destroy the way of their path. So as for my people, children are their oppressors. All right. So, you know, hey, for one, we basically got these Edomites over top of us, but, you know, going a little deeper into this here lesson. All right. What is one of the things that's oppressing the so-called black man? All right. From the so-called white man, child support. All right. Through our children, the so-called white man is oppressing us. All right. And separating us from our kids and stuff like that. How do I say, elevate the our so-called women up above us. All right. So it says, as for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. With these court systems and things like that. All right. You can have a so-called woman, you can have a so-called black woman, right? And a so-called black man, a husband and wife, right? And, you know what I'm saying? She's just flipping out for whatever reason. And she starts screaming and hollering at him, you know what I'm saying? And all up in his face and whatever, whatnot. And a neighbor might call the police because they hear argument, whatever, whatnot. Police come pull up. He's still going to go to jail for all of that. All right. These women, they understand that they, how do I say, in league with, they have the government on their side. The so-called white man is on their side. And the so-called white man, you know, did this on purpose to divide, you know, a house divided upon itself. All right. The smallest unit that you know, instead of having a big ass military, you can't have no big ass military unless you have what? Let's start at the beginning. All right. A man can't, you know, do shit unless he have what? A wife. And with that wife, he can have what? Kids. With them kids, they can have a family. That family, they can have what? Neighbors and stuff like that. Those neighbors, they have what? A neighborhood. That neighborhood growing to what? A community. That community growing to so on and so forth. It gets bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? But if you break it down at the very lowest spot in the household, all right, as you see with our people, this is why you don't have a so-called legitimate, so-called black community where we all on one accord with one type of thing. Because of why? You done broke up at the household level. So there ain't no learning coming from the household. We just learn it individually on our own from all these people that's holding us down. All right. So this is that divide and conquer. All right. Let the women get up over top of our people. All right. Rule over top of us and just destroy everything from the top down. All right. Oh, let me go back to there because I think there is what is that? There it is again. But yeah, that's still going into more into that right there from verse 4 to 7 or 4 to 8, 4 to 7. Let me just get to my next precept so we can go ahead and close out. This is the book of Micah. Hang on. This is Micah 7 and 10. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eye shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire in the street. All right. And so, basically just, I brought this here out to give a, how do I say, comparison. All right. There's these women out here that's looking at the so-called men of the Lord and like, oh, where your God at? Laughing and scoffing at us. All right. But the Most High said what? Look, it says, then she is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eye shall behold her now. She shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets. All right. Because why? She needs that protection and that power. She's not going to have the power to deliver her own self. All right. So what? These women going back into, how do I say, naturally into their, in their natural estate. You know what I'm saying? They know that what? A man is going to be their protection. Let me go to, let me see, is that Isaiah 3? Let me get to that too. Hang on one second. (32 and 2). Salakia. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and 2. It says, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land. So what? A man is going to be a hiding place from the wind. All right. So, well, let me read this too. It says, Isaiah 32 and 9. It says, raise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, and give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Yeah, the vintage is going to fail. All these things that prop you up in this here society, all that's going to fall. Basically, your so-called husband, the so-called white man, the government, and all these systems like that, they about to all come falling down. As you just seen, the government was shutting down. That's basically your husband lost his job. Because why? You kicked out your real husband, your real man, all right? And you went and because why? The so-called white man put you up on a pedestal, gave you some kind of power, all right? It says, many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, you careless ones. Strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, and for the pleasant fields, and for the fruitful vine. All right? So basically, these women, they're going to be in a low state and shameful because why? Right now, they getting all these food stamps and all these things. They living their best life, Man, I got child support checks rolling in. I got 3 or 4 different dudes putting money in my pocket. I got this new Charger, this new Challenger. Got daycare paid for. I can sit at the house all day while my kids getting taken care of. Go get this bag and this and that. All right? Why? Because they see power, but they're getting the power from why? Who? So-called white man, Esau, Edom. This is why they despise their own kind. If you ever notice a so-called black woman or any of our people, they don't want to hear shit coming from the so-called black man, Latino man, or Native American man. We can tell them the same exact shit that the so-called white man is telling them, and they don't believe us, and they believe the so-called white man because they don't see us in a position of power. We at the very bottom of the bottom. Esau hasn't taken this from us, all right? Let me read this again. It says, Isaiah 32 and 2, it says, a man shall be a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land. So these men that it's talking about what? The elect men of Israel, all right? The 144,000 and the 1/3, all right? It's Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. It says, Isaiah 4 and 1. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right. And what day? The day of all these calamities and the beginning of sorrows, like Matthew 24. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. And in that day, 7 women, or a complete number of women, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So we just was reading about their reproach, talking about she that is my enemy, talking about some where is our God and this and that. Now, because they didn't left us to be they provisions and they providers and they powers for them. All right. They left us to go serve and worship the so-called white man. All right. But once the white man started to fall and the Lord grant us these powers and we start putting them, bringing judgment down upon them, then they're going to want to start running back into us. All right. To come into the men of the Lord and their power. All right. For what? It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and we will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. So, hey, a man gonna be a hiding place from the wind. All right. But then also it says 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Meaning what? We're gonna provide for our own self, just protect us, more or less to say. All right. So real women is just genetically inside of them. They go into where the power is at, because that's where they don't have like a real natural defense. All right. Women are defenseless. That's why even in today's society, like, oh, you shouldn't hit women. You shouldn't hit women, because they're, you know what I mean? Not to down talk women or nothing like that. That's just their lot. That's what they're supposed to be. All right. Let me go to. This is Psalms 110:3. It says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of thy holiness from the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. All right. So it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. What power? When the men of the Lord get that spiritual power. All right. Let me give you a quick example. This is Isaiah chapter 40. I'm going to start at verse 28. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainted not, neither is he wearied. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. And that's basically, first and foremost, the children of Israel, right? The men of the children of Israel. We have all the power has been taken out of our hand. All right. But 2/3 of our people, we're not really worried about them. And they kind of got some power on the left hand side right now, getting their little bags and whatever, whatnot. But the men of the Lord really don't have no power in their hands to really do nothing. We just got to sit here and endure until the end, But nevertheless, us as a whole, all right, there's no real power or might in our hand. But what? Again, going back to the elect, the Most High said says he gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fall. All right. Talking about these young men, that's young able-bodied men. Y'all supposed to be young and able to do this shit all day. Why y'all fainting and falling? Verse 31. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. This is talking about the elect. All right. The men of the Lord. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. All right. So if they're going to mount up wings as eagles, they're going to have spiritual powers. The scriptures is filled with all these powers. All right. But nevertheless, just a couple of them, they're going to be able to fly. All right. They're going to run and not get tired. You know what I'm saying? And it says they shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. All right. So in the days when these men get these here spiritual powers, all right, the women going to be willing in that day, not just the women, the men as well. People going to understand, and they're going to see like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? When people start seeing certain things like that, again, they're going to be like, hey, let us be called by that name. So that's when them 7 women going to start coming to you, that complete number of women. All right. When they start seeing you mount up with wings and flying and shit like that, or they see these Edomites surround you and then they start shooting and unloading their whole clips on you and you unharmed and stuff like that, women going to come to you. All right. When they start seeing just all kind of crazy shit popping off. All right. As a prime example, I'll give you in the movie The Book of Eli. Right, the Book of Eli, where Denzel Washington go into that little bar and he's like, man, I need some water or something. I need to refill my water or whatever, whatnot. And they got that gang in there, right? Mind you, Eli was blind, but that's a little more spiritual with that. But nevertheless, he go into this here bar. There's a bunch of these dudes in there. Now all these dudes is a part of the same one gang. Now the woman that's with them, right? There's the young girl and then like her mom, and I don't really know what their relationship is. That might be her like her stepdad or whatever, whatnot. But as it looks in the movie, she's basically rolling with them because wow, they the most dangerous, the biggest, baddest gang around. You know what I'm saying? And if she knows she rolling with them, nobody really gonna roll up and take her from them, and she'll be protected. She might have to, live a certain way and have to abide by their rules, but she know that at least she gonna live, right? But what? When Denzel walked up in there, and in the whole bar, right? The biggest and the baddest of all the men of the men, out of all the gangs, when they started to come down on Eli, he wound up whooping all their ass, right? He beat everybody's ass, right? And then the woman at that time, she was like, oh shit, just stop here. Take your shit and just bounce. She was like, yo, let me come with you. All right. Because why? She realized in that day and in that time, in that circumstance, well, if you can kick all their asses, I'm not really safe rolling with these motherfuckers. I thought I was safe rolling with them because they was the biggest and the baddest and they was rolling up on everybody else. And I needed to have provision for my own self and safety for my own self for covering. All right. But now I seen you come up in here and whoop everybody's ass. I need to be rolling with you because at least I roll with them and you whoop my ass and kill me too. I need protection and I need somebody with power to protect me. All right. And that's why that's why it happened to play out like that. And you see a lot of different movies and stuff like that as well, too. When things start happening and things like that happen. Hey, when some bullshit start happening with women, women be all up in a man's face and this and that and slapping and this and that. And then that man put their hands on her and she revert back to her womanly state. What's the first thing she start doing? She start crying out like a woman. She start looking around for other men to step in and intervene. Then she started looking for the police to help. All right. She's looking for power, somebody with power to protect her. All right. This is what's inside of women. They're looking for power and protection. All right. And so, you men of the Lord, it's going to be a beautiful thing when you get that power in them days. All right. Because of why? These women are going to be coming to you because it's going to be obvious. You're going to be the ones with the power. All right. And you're going to be the ones where you're going to be able to find salvation at. All right. Just like, any of us in the carnal sense, whenever there's problems or things go wrong, you do what? You go find a person with power. Even if you're a man, something going wrong, you do what? Dial 911, call the police. Because why? They have the power. They have the authority to so-called protect us. So-called. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's inside of human nature. It's in everybody's nature, but it's just so happened that the woman, let me close out with that. It says, 1 Corinthians 11:2. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances that I delivered unto you. All right. Keep the order that I gave you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach or Yahushua, or like it says here, Christ. I'll read it verbatim. All right. As you would have it. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. All right. So there's an order. You got the Most High, his son Yahushua, then you have man, and then you have the woman under that. All right. And so you could play it from the bottom on up. You know what I'm saying? When a woman need help and need provisions of this and that. All right. How do I say? She go into the man. All right. And if the man needs some kind of provisions or whatever, whatnot, he go into Yahushua. All right. Now, when Yahushua was on the cross, right, who did he pray to? He didn't pray downwards. He didn't pray to man. Nah, he said, Father, Father, if it be so, take this cup away from me, but not my will, but thy will. All right. So there's an order to different things. Yahushua's not praying to us. We praying, you know what I'm saying? It's an upward fashion. All right. So again, women, genetically, everybody. All right. Everybody genetically cleave unto power. Those that can protect and have power, not power over you, but have the power to protect you. All right. Everybody's going to cleave to power. All right. And it's set up just women. They're going to cleave unto man. Let me get that. So what we were just reading there. This is Genesis 3:16. Come on. All right. So we might have to just close out because, all right, there we go. See the damn devil. Genesis 3. Is this Genesis? Yeah. This is Genesis 3:16. It says, unto the woman, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and conception, and in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. All right. And so that was the commandment of the Most High. Now, don't get this twisted that we some kind of so-called women haters and things like that. No, we don't hate women. We love women. We love women to the T. Like we love women in righteousness. All right. No man in their right mind. Nobody in their right mind want to come home. Like, let's say two men live together because they roommates. Right. They both grown men. One grown man, like you done came home from a long day of work. You don't want to hear another fucking grown man come home arguing and yelling about some crazy shit. You don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let alone no woman. You know what I'm saying? Let alone a woman who's supposed to love you, it's supposed to be in your corner pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if there's anybody else on the planet Earth that I can trust, it's supposed to be you, right? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be this and that. But yet, look at, you know what I'm saying, the conditions and the ways and things that's going on. We hate those ways. We hate the conditions that our women are in, all right? Same way, you know, this is one of the big misconceptions that we hate women. We're not against women. No, that's not. We love women. We going through the scriptures and reading it for what it is. We just letting you know what it is, you know, how it is, you know, just like all of them in the Lord. We all love our people. We love our people to the core, right? But there's this thing called 2/3, right? Even though we love our people, you know, and then the wisest of us, we all know that it's not the 2/3 fault that they in that predicament. That's their lot that they had to fulfill. All right. So you really can't be mad with the 2/3 for being 2/3, but, you know, carnally in your flesh, you're going to be aggravated and irritated at seeing these motherfuckers walking around doing the stupid shit that they doing. Talking about sagging their pants and calling the so-called white man they God and money is my God and this, man, you know what I'm saying? We hate the condition that they in, you know, but overall we go out because why? We love our people. All right. Same with women. We're not homosexuals and we don't hate our women. That's a big misconception. The reason that you hear us come off so harshly on our women is because we love them. It's like a father to a child. Why you always on his case? Why you always on little Jimmy case? Little Jimmy, you always dropping the ball and this and that and so on and so forth. You need to get your shit together and be more responsible. Why? Because that father loves his son. He want to see his son do better than what he's doing. He don't want to see him keep making these same mistakes and just bypass, that's just whatever, whatnot. Nah, you know? So we want to see our women in a better predicament, in a better spot. We don't hate our women or anything like that. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, women and everybody else, but just really women, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this was based off a comment that was made. And I believe the comment went something like, you know, I made a statement about like women coming to power. You know, women come to those who have the power because it's just in them. They need provisions of protection. All right. Same with men. We need provisions of protections. Right. But we go into the spiritual realm with that. Right. But nevertheless, these women, they need a so-called protection. You know, they go for power. You know, and the comment was made something to the extent, you know, women don't go for power. Whores do. Well, you know, again, I can understand where you can make this mistake at, because we in this here society, and as you look around, we have a term called gold diggers, right? And these gold diggers, they go around doing these types of things, all right? And yes, that's, you know, if that's what you meant by what your statement, yeah, hey, you true about that. Hey, no, hey, there's no complaint about that. But, you know, on a way more deeper sense, for that edification and exhortation's sake, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we all created to basically serve something higher than us, all right? The women, they gonna serve the man. All right, that's why she was created to be helpmeet unto her husband. All right, but nevertheless, you know, we gonna worship Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. All right, you know, it's levels to this. All right, but nevertheless, in the days when we get those spiritual powers, all right, you know, even men, you know, this is not just directed to women. Even men, you know, a lot of men gonna want to be in. I ain't gonna say ain't gonna want to be in sealed and saved. I don't know about that, but you know what I'm saying. The scriptures say that thy people gonna be willing in the day of thy power. So when they start seeing us, you know, right now you can see a small set of that. You know, a lot of men of the Lord came into this here truth by seeing that video of the world's most hated group. They seen the power that those men had. All right, they seen the power of watching videos. You know, a lot of brothers seen this at first for entertainment purposes. Damn, look at these so-called black men out here cussing out the so-called white man, telling them they going to slavery and they ain't shit. And the police walking up, and then the other motherfuckers get arrested. They ain't scared of the police. They ain't scared of this, and they ain't scared of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers came into the fold, you know, based off of just seeing that, you know, in the beginnings. You know, they woke up off of that, so they were seeing men in power where they had never seen black men standing up in great boldness in the face of those that afflicted them. All right, so in the day of their power, hey man, this gonna start popping off. All right, like the scriptures say, man, 7 women gonna take hold of one man in that day. They're going to realize, hey, the book of Eli is the perfect visualization for that. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Lord, I want to say the lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for your eye can push this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.